Guys, I just grabbed this Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 151 Mini Tin display. I really like how this looks. I have been collecting Pokemon since I was a little kid. I'm 35 now, and I remember when Gen 1 came out. I remember getting my first starter deck with the first edition Machamp promo card. So a lot of my cards didn't last very long, and I still have a lot of them, but they're in rough shape. But I still had a nice handful of them that I was able to keep in pretty good condition. And since 2019, I have been recollecting Pokemon, starting with the Sword and Shield era or Sun and Moon team up and Sword and Shield. So I did actually even manage to pull a Chunkachu out of the Vivid Voltage booster box, which back then I was paying $400 for. Back when the whole Logan Paul thing happened, that was the first Pokemon Bull Run. So that was before the Logan Paul thing. You could grab Evolving Skies booster boxes for like $400. Now you can't get them cheaper than 2,000, 2,500. See 2,000. So these are pretty much out of reach, but you have the first print right here, $5,000. So guys, ever since 2019 or ever since the Logan Paul thing, specifically like beginning of this year or like end of last year, Pokemon has now started to become an investment. People are just, as for more and more people are just keeping sealed product and basically making their own Pokemon stores in their closets. So I've been, keeping products sealed since 2020. So I kind of want to talk about a little bit of this because you guys can definitely make some money here with something that has a lot of nostalgia. Brings back a lot of good memories. Some people don't feel this way. They're very unhappy that there's a lot of money invading the hobby. But I like investing, and I like Pokemon, and I like crypto, and I like anything that makes me money. And when making money reminds me of my childhood memories, that's a huge win for me. So I don't give a fuck about what those people think. Those are just a bunch of nerds who maybe are already rich, or they just don't like investing or don't know how to invest. But this has become an opportunity to make money. So I have been buying Prismatic Evolutions ETBs because Prismatic, you can actually get another version of the Moonbryon, the Umbreon, which was in Evolving Skies, which is now selling for over $2,000 PSA 10. Which if you had just bought a bunch of Evolving Skies booster boxes back in 2020, you buy 10 of them you put $5,000 into, that's more than 10 boxes. So let's say you put $5,000 and get 20 booster boxes of Evolving Skies, and each one of those appreciates to $2,000. Dude, you're sitting on like 50 to 100 grand. So I would seriously start looking into this, even if you guys aren't into Pokemon. It's coming into the conspiracy space too, because there are some big whales now here. Dude, one Evolving Skies booster box is one Ethereum. So like this is it's like, okay, crypto or Pokemon cards, and Pokemon cards are nice because I have a nice cabinet here, glass cabinet with like really nice looking shelf of Pokemon stuff. Looks sexy as hell. Looks like candy to me. So Pokemon's an addiction, and I honestly have a hard time deciding whether to invest in crypto, which is like, okay, I'm investing. I know this is investing. But then Pokemon is like, okay, I'm investing, but like, am I investing? Because like, like, am I actually investing? But anyway, either way, I think a lot of the new era stuff are pretty good, and I think these prismatics are gonna maybe go to like maybe $800 each. I'm guessing. This is actually speculative, but it's really weird because you're seeing whales enter this market too. And I think I said in my last couple videos or 2 videos ago, the whales, I think people in general, but specifically whales, are just trying to find anything. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. anything that they can get their grubby little hands on to grow their money. And Pokemon cards, Logan Paul, you've had so much inadvertent advertising and marketing for Pokemon over the last 5 years. And this price action, like I said in my crypto video, the price action has attracted the eyes and the attention of some whales out there. So now you're seeing people run to Costco, scalpers grabbing cases and pallets of Pokemon cards to resell on eBay, double the price. And it's causing a serious amount of inflation within the hobby. And like I talk about inflation, guys, when you have a system that's based on the Keynesian economics, which means we print money, we live in an inflationary state in this world. Bitcoin and assets are deflationary. They gain value as the Fed prints more money. So you got to know the Fed. You got to understand the Fed, okay? Anytime, and you got to unfortunately, it does seep into politics because you have to know. First of all, you have to know that everyone on TV is paid. The politicians are paid actors. Actors are obviously paid actors. They're all part of the same club. They all talk to each other. So they're all just going to feed you bullshit. You have to understand finances, personal finance. You have to understand that, okay, even though the TV and these politicians and, for example, Donald Trump just signed a $4 trillion spending bill. I don't give a fuck who's signing the bill. I don't give a fuck if it's red or blue. I don't give a fuck if it's Harris, Biden, Trump, J.D. Vance. Only thing I care about that is that's going to increase our debt, okay? And with increase in debt, we can't pay that back. That means we have to print more money. So as much as the interest rates. So Jerome Powell is a paid dude. Jerome Powell, I believe, is a reptilian. I think he's one of those kind of hidden in plain sight guys where he's one of the supreme rulers of everyone. If you picture an umbrella, he's close to the top. He's not the supreme overlord of our peasant species, but he's definitely a controller of Trump. He's definitely a higher tier than any of the top politicians, higher than Musk, I think someone on par with him would be Janet Yellen. Anybody who works above the politicians in the high banking systems, I believe is some kind of shape-shifting and morphing reptilian being. Anyway, oh shit. So back to Pokemon. Anyway, I think those kind of things are happening with Pokemon. So I think Pokemon is another new emerging market as far as investing goes. Crypto's new. Pokemon's even newer in a way. Investing in Pokemon. We're not just here ripping packs anymore like we were when we were kids. There are some serious dollar signs coming out of these little packs. So you have to be aware of this stuff because if you're a young kid and you have a spare $500, dude, if you buy 5 of these ETBs at $120, or whatever, 4 of them, and they each go up to $1,000, dude, you've had a fantastic ROI. So, little opportunities like this, then you can spread that money you made on that into XRP. And if XRP goes to $100, you've got 2,000 coins. There's your first, $200,000. And there you go. You just step up like that. Easier said than done. You guys have to have other things in your life situated. You got to have a job. You got to have income coming in. All these things have to be in place. Then you can start having fun with this more little shit, okay? So, anyway, I think that you guys should get into Pokemon. There's some serious money floating around in here, and I think it's going to keep growing. I mean, we just had the Destined Rivals release, and I got a booster box of that just to have it. I don't buy a lot of the newer stuff until it ages down the road, a year, and then I start buying more of it. This is the newest one, so you can still get it. This is cheap, guys. I mean, $240 is cheap for a booster box. This is the starting price for a booster box now. You can go to Battle Styles. Battle Styles is actually a really old one, and I have been torn with Battle Styles because there's not a lot of chase cards in this set, but at the same time, it's a great price. It's almost 4 years old now, but a lot of the times in Pokemon, what they're saying now is the total market cap of the chase cards in a set, it reflects how the price will increase over time. So Evolving Skies is worth a lot now because you have so many chase cards, each totaling a high dollar amount or high Bitcoin amount or whatever, however you want to see it. I don't like to talk in dollars all the time. So So the more chase cards, the more then you have to go into the market sentiment, like we talk about in crypto. So the market sentiment of the set. Do people like the chase cards? Are you seeing a lot of buys on tcgplayer.com? Do people like the artwork? Do people like the artist? Does it have a good tangible feel? So much goes into what attracts a human being's attention. It's a lot of psychology. So this set had, 4 years old. It's basically the same age as Evolving Skies, but nowhere near the price appreciation, which is so interesting. So and it makes sense because there just aren't a lot of. You have the Tyranitar alternate art in here. You have a couple of Urshifu alternate arts. You've got some Calirexes, but really, nobody really cares about those cards. People care about Mewtwo's, Charizards, Mews, Pikachus, Charmanders, Squirtles, Bulbasaurs, Giratinas, any of those people really prefer. And anytime you have a set with those chase cards, for example, like Lost Origins, this is a set where you have some massive chase cards. This is one that I was actually going to get my hands on, just maybe one or two, sink like $1,000 or $500 into it, because this is one that is clearly appreciating. Now, you could also be like, okay, well, you're buying high, maybe, but you could say that about crypto too. Are you buying Bitcoin at 100,000? Yeah, I'm buying Bitcoin at 100,000. Am I buying Lost Origins at $500? Probably, because the trend is that assets are going up. Inflation is getting worse. The Fed needs to print more money. And as long as those things are happening, these things are going to go up in value because people want these things. And the harder it is for things to get, the more humans want them. That's the whole point of getting in early. All right? So anyway, interesting